Hi, welcome back to Grains in Small Places, and today we're doing something kind of fun because I finally got my new Nutrimill Impact Grain Mill in. Now this is a brand new mill with the Nutrimill Bosch line. So this is the first time I'm trying it out. I haven't seen anybody else try it out or anything like that yet, so it'll be really exciting. But I wanted to go over a few things first. One thing is their warranty. So they offer a lifetime warranty on the milling heads and motor, and then a 5-year warranty on parts and housing. So I thought that was great because I had some people ask me, why is this mill so affordable? And they were worried that it was because either it was made out of cheap parts or the warranty was no good, but it seems like it's a pretty great warranty. We'll get into, what quality of the flour and all of that coming up in this video. I'll show you what it looks like. I haven't even opened the box yet, so I'm kind of excited. But I also wanted to go over some of the grains because I know a lot of you had questions on what it can and can't mill. So we'll go over that. I will mill some flour with I have a Nutrimill Harvest, and then I have this, and my Nutrimill Harvest is a stone mill. And again, this one is a stainless steel impact mill. So we'll take a look at the flour, see what kind of coarseness and fineness we get. I know this one has some settings on it when I was doing my research online. But I'm very excited because this is the first, I guess, standalone mill that I am aware of for less than $200. So I think this is awesome that Nutrimill is doing this because their goal and mission kind of aligns with mine, and that is to get a grain mill in every home again like it was way back when. So I'm just excited that this is much more affordable for any family that could be on low income, or if you want a second one or gifting it, it's even in that price range. And what's even greater is that they're also allowing you to stack my coupon code on top of that already low price. So you can save an extra $20 using my coupon code. I'll put that down in the description box below. The coupon code is GRAINY, and that will save you that extra $20. Right now, their first week launching this mill, it's sold out. So right now they're taking pre-orders, and they're planning to ship the first people that get in on the pre-orders at the beginning of December this year, 2024. So if you want to pre-order it, they are offering a free little dried sourdough starter that you can use to start a sourdough culture at home, just as a simple thank you for being patient and waiting since it ran out of stock already. So let me go ahead, without further ado, to go ahead and share with you. I love the box. Actually, it's kind of beautiful. It gives you all this information right here. So I'm going to go over some of that. But let's talk about the grains that this mill can mill. I'll bring you in closer. So it says it can mill any dry or non-oily whole grain, legume, or seeds. So they give examples of amaranth, spelt, mung bean, quinoa, rye, buckwheat, red lentils, millet, black rice, and white beans. And obviously it's not limited to that. They're just giving you some range of ideas of what it can do. It cannot do like peanuts and make peanut butter or anything like that. That's considered like an oily or a wet mill that you would need for that. But obviously it can also do hard wheat, soft wheat, kamut, all of those things that we're milling all the time in my videos. And then I was told that it also will mill popcorn. So I know that's one of the grains a lot of people like to mill to make cornbread and all kinds of things, grits, stuff like that. And some of the mills do not allow you to use popcorn. So that's kind of exciting. I'll go over a few points here. It says it has a patented cyclone air filtration, which keeps the motor and mill heads cool, enhancing performance and longevity. And then it has the 1200 watt motor and dust-free milling. So that's one thing that a lot of people have been concerned about with the where you mill into your own bowl type of mills, where it does create some flour dust. Mine does create a little bit of flour dust. It's not anything that disrupts our normal lifestyle or anything like that. But if you have somebody that is sensitive to that or anything, this is great because it contains all of that flour mill dust. And then again, it has the stainless steel milling heads for durability, precision, and consistently superior flour quality. So let's see. Let's go over this. It has a simple feed rate control knob. So it has, I believe, 7 different levels. And the total amount of flour that it can handle is 8 cups in the grain hopper, which is the top where you pour all your grain in, and 12 cups of flour down in your canister. So that's quite a bit. And then I also get questions about the difference between an impact mill and a stone mill, and it does give a little bit of information about this. It says that this employs a high-speed milling head that quickly pulverizes grains into fine flour. This process is not only fast, but also prevents excessive heat buildup. So we're looking at a cooler temperature mill. So this says their innovative technology ensures the grinding process remains cool, preserving every precious nutrient and the natural taste of your grains. So this is, the more I read about it, the more excited I am about this. And then it talks about improving your diet with whole grains. We talk about that often. I'll just read you what it says. It says whole grains are packed with essential nutrients and free from harmful additives, aiding in hormone balance and overall health. These grains deliver vital vitamins and minerals along with natural fiber to enhance digestive wellness and blood sugar regulation. So that's pretty cool too. Let me see if I'm missing anything on the outside. Okay. So let's get into opening the box, which is probably what you all really want to see. So let me. It says the world's greatest grain mill since 1974. And I will agree with them. I'm very happy with my existing stone mill, my Nutrimill harvest grain mill with them. Okay, so then there's some more literature in here. Let me see if there's anything we didn't cover. Okay, it does mention not to heap the grains over top of the hopper, so to make sure that it is not past the top of where you pour those in, so that's good to note. And then it also says that it has a nesting storage for convenience, so that's nice for smaller spaces where it looks like everything goes inside of the canister. It has a detachable power cord. Okay. So this has all the instructions on how to put it together, which I won't make you watch me put the whole thing together. So I will show you what's in the box. We'll put it together. Then I'll show you what it looks like in my next to my existing mill. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen me using that mill. It talks about cleaning. It also says, very important to, before you use it for anything, to mill 2 cups of white rice and throw it away. And this will clean any of the impurities from the mill, from the making process or anything like that. So we'll make sure to do that as well. And then it does give you examples of how you can clean it for maintenance. And there's another list here that talks about all of the other. Okay, so it says that it does give you a whole list of what you can and can't mill. So I'll go ahead and read it to you. Grains would be kamut, hard white, soft white, spelt, barley, farro, rye, bulgur wheat, teff, quinoa, emmer, and einkorn. Also, you can mill popcorn, blue corn, oat groats, which are the whole oats, white rice, brown rice, wild rice, sorghum, millet, buckwheat, quinoa, amaranth, and dent corn, which is the bigger corn. You can also do gluten-free legumes like lentils, soybeans, anasazi beans, mung beans, navy beans, black beans, kidney beans, split peas, pintos, etc. Let's see. And then, but it does tell me some things of not to mill. So we do not mill rolled oats, dried fruit or vegetables, sprouted grains or beans unless they're thoroughly dried, like fully and completely. Sesame seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, coffee beans, and chia seeds. We don't want to mill any of those. No spices, nuts, goji beans, herbs, hemp, sugar, tapioca, or chocolate. So we want to make sure we're not milling any of those in here. This talks about the flour texture. So the smaller grains, it tells you what feed rate that you use for fine or coarse. with medium and large. So I love that they really spell this all out for you, and it's not like 100 pages long, so you don't have to read a packet just to understand what you can and can't mill. This breaks it all down for you pretty simple with this just little user guide here. So I think that's great. All right, let me set the box on the ground because I'm not very tall. Okay, getting it out of the box is the hardest part. Because it fits in there really well, okay? So, here appears to be the canister. Okay, and on top of the canister, it also has instructions. So that's convenient. And this, I believe, is the Cyclone Airflow cup. So that's pretty ingenious in my opinion. All right, and then we have the cord. And the hopper. This is actually packed really nicely to prevent damage in shipping. So also, again, it reminds you on the sticker of the hopper of some things not to mill. It also gives you your small, medium, and large type of wheat. It says basically example, small would be quinoa, medium would be a wheat, and large would be beans. What fine and coarse feed rate you want to use. Okay, so to install the hopper, okay, so I'm not going to make you watch me put this thing together and read all the directions and all of that. So that's the canister, and then this would be the body, the motor. The beauty of it all. So, actually in the pictures I thought this was going to be bigger, so I'm actually pleased with the size because you know I have a small space. So it has little grippy cups on the bottom to help it to not move around. And then we have our speed dial on the back. So this is pretty nifty. So I like that. The mill itself has a pretty small footprint, but if you want to store it with the canister, so you can see here the size of that. So I'm actually very pleased. I was a little worried that it was going to be like this monstrosity thing, so I'm very excited about the size. This is something I might actually be able to leave up most of the time when we're not traveling, of course. Okay, I'm going to put this together and we're going to put it to the test, so I'll be right back. Okay, here we are, all set up. It's not that difficult to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and mill our 2 cups of rice. So this says in the directions to fill the hopper first and then turn it on. And turning it on is the dial in the back, which is also the fineness. I'm gonna find out for sure, but it looks like, let me put the 2 cups in here so I don't mess up. Okay. But it looks like the number 1 setting, which is the first one, is the finest, and then the number 7 is the most coarse. So, I mean, I'll find out for sure, but that's what I believe I read correctly in the brochure. So let me set this over here. And we will go ahead and we will turn it on. Okay, so it's slowing down now. I just finished. I milled it at the 2 and then the 3 a little bit just to give that a try. So it says to push here and pull straight out for the canister. So this is the flour. Okay, so you're gonna lift up here because it's connected to the lid and then push here a little bit to open it. I struggled for a little bit with that because I was trying to push here. So here is This was clear before, so this is rice flour. So this is just the cleaning rice, but there is all in there. This was 2 cups of rice, which is going to give me more than 2 cups of rice flour. But that is really very nice and fine. So let me go ahead and bust out my hard white wheat, and we will go ahead and mill some of that in here to just kind of see what it's like. I'll probably go ahead and mill a little in this too so you can see the difference. This one has a similar sound to the classic grain mill, which is more of like, I don't know, I guess I would describe it as like a jet engine sounds, because it has to be powerful enough to mill your grain, but luckily it only needs to be on for a few minutes. And then this one has more of a deeper grinding sound. So both of them are close to the same sound, it's just a different sound. I don't know how to explain that. So this one has a like more higher pitch, this one more lower grumbly, I guess is the best way to describe it. So let me toss this, because it does say to toss this, because it could have a little bit of imperfections from the milling and stuff like that. And then I'll grab my hard white wheat, and then we'll go ahead and mill a little bit of that in both of these. And then I'll bring you in closer so you can see the actual texture of the flour for the hard white wheat. Okay, I do have to say it was great, because I wanted to let you know before, there was no flour coming out anywhere in the air. And then I went to put this back together, and I was putting it on wrong, and then realized, oh, the bowl is not circular, has a flat spot. So that's handy to know how to put the lid on. So with the flat spot is where the little handle here goes, and then it just lightly snaps on. It's not a heavy snap. And then to pull this out, you just push back here, and it releases this little lever, and then you pull the canister straight out. So those directions are on the lid here as well. So it's snapped back in, ready to go. This is ready to go. I push that back down. So I'm gonna go ahead and now mill that hard white. Okay, here's the hard white. I'm just going to mill a small amount. Let's see. Maybe I'll do this at the same time. Hopefully I don't have a power issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and load this hopper with, what is this? Just under a half a cup of hard white wheat. So this is not gonna be exact, because I did not weigh this, which is what I would normally do for a recipe, because that'll give me that same amount of flour also. So I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see, how can I do this? We're gonna turn on our stone mill here, and I'm gonna turn on this mill. Okay, so this one did it a little bit faster, but I don't think it was a fair judgment, because I realized I had only turned this on and I didn't turn it to the recommended level 2, so it was trying to mill it super fine. So we'll find out the results of what the flour looks like in here, and then I'll bring you in closer to let you see those. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm still getting used to this. I've never used it before, so. All right, let me see if I can grab the camera so I can show you a little bit closer between the two. Okay, so here is the flour from the Impact. It's not hot at all. I mean, it's warm, but it's not hot. So it's very nice and fine. There's obviously still bran in here, but I would definitely be happy making bread with this. Okay, and then this is my normal flour that I'm used to. It's very, very close in comparison. This one may be the slightest bit finer, but again, I'm still working on fine tuning and figuring out everything with this mill, but I mean, it's barely noticeable, if it is at all. I don't know. It's very, very, very close. So I would say very comparable, regardless of which mill you use, you're gonna get nice fine flour from it. Okay, so now that we checked out the fine flour, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just go with number 7, which is like the coarsest. So I'm gonna fill that. I need to make sure that I don't get in the habit of putting the grain in first, because it feels so wrong, because here you want to turn this on and tighten before you pour the grain in. So whichever way you get used to, just make sure that you're, you know, doing the proper method of adding grain. So I'm going to add this one in. I'm not going to tighten this all the way. I'm just going to tighten it barely, and then we're going to turn this on. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, there is a little bit of flour coming in the air from my harvest, which there always is. It's not a big deal to me, but it may be something to consider for you. So this, I just milled very coarse on like 7. So I don't know if I've got full wheat berries in here or what. Let's find out. Oh, okay, so this would probably make nice cream of wheat. So let me do the same thing and bring you in closer so you can see the coarseness. This is the coarsest setting. So even at the coarsest setting, this is still finer flour, I can tell you right now, than probably what you're going to get from those like KitchenAid attachments. Those mill pretty coarse, so this would probably be comparable to that. This is not something I would want to make bread with, because this would have to soak for a long time in order for me to get the gluten developed. Okay, and there's also coarseness levels between. So like I said, there's 7 different coarseness levels. So I showed you like the low, and which actually I think I accidentally turned it to the 2. So again, I'll have to play with it a little longer, but this definitely holds up to the more expensive Nutrimill Harvest. I highly recommend this if you're looking to get into milling, and this is in your price point. Great mill. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that you learned some things that you maybe didn't know or had questions about this. Leave a comment below if I missed anything. I'll try to answer as best as I can in the comments. I'll also make sure to put a link in the description box below with the link to purchase this for pre-order. Also with my coupon code will be down in there. And also my new recipe book, I'll put a link for that. You can get that on Amazon or barnesandnoble.com. And let's see what else. I'll make sure to put a link to my blog, grainsandsmallplaces.net, where you can find all kinds of fresh milled flour recipes for all sorts of things and lots of tips, tricks. If you have any issues, I have a lot of videos out there for troubleshooting, because I know it's kind of a whole new ball game. So thanks for stopping by Grains and Small Places. Goodbye.